The new legendary archers are finally arriving in Rise of Kingdoms, and my god, they look so strong. So stick around in this video for the things you need to know. Where are they good? Who will the best pairs be? What talents to use? And more. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Rise of Kingdoms. And I predicted that this is exactly what we were going to get. A commander that was going to be really good in the open field, and a commander that was going to be an absolutely wicked garrison. And that is so true. By the way, F's in the chat for anyone who has Tariq ibn Ziyad, because Dido is a wicked hard counter that absolutely will decimate the current rally meta. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start by reviewing Zhuge Liang, who is almost certainly the commander you should be more focused on. From there, we'll talk about the garrison commander, and if you like videos and guides about commanders in Rise of Kingdoms, consider subscribing to the channel. I've made over 2,000 videos dedicated to making you a better player in the game, so consider subscribing for a daily video to level up your gameplay. Let's get started. Zhuge Liang, the skill review. Active skill, 2,000 damage factor to 5 nearby enemy troops. Now, I heard people say they were speculating this is a circle AoE. It doesn't say it's a circle AoE, but Heraclius doesn't say that either. So if this is a circle AoE for 2,000 damage factor, that would be absolutely freaking disgusting. But even if it isn't, it's still absolutely disgusting and is insanely powerful. But that's not even the whole effect. I would have been happy with just that, but it does more. Damage dealt to each target is reduced by 15% for each additional target, but in addition, all targets deal 15% less damage for the next 3 seconds. That is a 15% all damage debuff. My god, that is absolutely disgusting. This archer is a must include in any player's marches that they plan to bring out in the field. So should you work on Zhuge Liang? Yeah, I don't even have to read the rest of his kit. The answer is yes. He should be your game plan. The next hero you work on, he is insane. But, oh, he has more skills, by the way. That's just the first one. Archers led by this commander gain 30% health. What the hell, man? That's a lot of health. And they deal 5% extra damage. All right, 30% health, 5% all damage. Surely there isn't more. Whenever this commander's troop is inflicted with a control effect while on the map, it has a 50% chance to negate the effect and deal direct damage, that's 500 factor, to the attacking troop. This effect can trigger once every 5 seconds. So it's basically got a built-in Boudica Prime debuff shrug-off effect. That is insane. Would I pair Boudica with this commander? Probably not. I mean, this is fairly duplicative, but will they be amazing together? Of course they would. Of course they would. Of course they would. In fact, on my restart account, where I have only one Archer March, I mean, that one Archer March is going to be Boudica Prime with Zhuge Liang. But when you have two marches, I mean, I'm really ahead of myself on the pairings here, but because it's sort of relevant to this skill, when you have two Archer Marches, I think those two marches are probably Boudica with Artemisia or Isong, and then Nebu or Henry paired with Zhuge Liang. That's what I think it's going to be. Possible he should be the primary. Let's keep reading his kit to figure that out, shall we? The third skill. If this commander's troop contains only archers, which it should, deal 20% more skill damage. Okay. Normal attacks from this commander's troop have a 10% chance to increase the attack of their archer units by 50% for 3 seconds. Triggers once every 5. GG, it's like a built-in Isong. He's like mini Isong, mini Boudica Prime, mini Heraclius, but no shielding, and you just smash them all together. It's insane. This commander is absolutely mental, but we're not even done. Whenever this commander uses an active skill, their troop gains the Marquis effect, which increases all damage by 10%. Okay, 10% all damage is good. It lasts for 10 seconds, if you do not already have the effect. If you have only archers and you already had the Marquis effect, whenever you use an active skill, they will consume the Marquis effect to deal direct damage to up to 3 enemy troops, 700 factor. Hello? Direct damage dealt through this method is not affected by buffs to skill damage. Still, this is mental. How does this work? Well, hold on, we're not done yet because the expertise is related. Upon entering battle, this commander's troop gains marquee. Okay, so now we can break it down. Let me finish this though. It lasts for 15 seconds, and each time they're burning, let's see, burning of skill. Okay, their active skill. Whenever their active skill or their fourth skill deals damage, they gain 30 rage. Okay, so it's got a rage engine too, just like Yisong has a rage engine, by the way. So how would this actually work? Well, if you have this commander expertise and they're the primary commander, what happens? You enter battle, you get the marquee effect. When you do your active skill, you are going to gain 30 rage, and you're going to do an AoE 700 factor to 3 targets. Then when the secondary commander uses their active skill, I'm pretty sure at that point you will regain the marquee effect. So once per skill cycle, you clap cheeks. And basically the way this works is that when you'll have the 10% damage effect when you haven't sort of fired off an active skill. And then when you fire off the active skill, you lose your 10% damage dealt buff, but then do the 700 factor to 3 targets, which seems super worth. I don't know if this is a circle AoE, if this is a cone, it doesn't say. So we'll have to wait and see until this commander is released, and then we'll know how that's going to work. Again, I think the pairings here are pretty straightforward. I think it's Boudica with Zhuge Liang. Now, that said, would he be good with Yisong? Yeah, would be good. Would be good with Nebu. Would be good with Henry. Would be good with any of your standard archers. Probably would be amazing with a Honda Tadakatsu secondary as well. So as far as the pairings go for Zhuge Liang, I mean, you just have many, many options as long as you go full archers. It's got to be all archers for him to really sing and do what he is designed to do. He comes from the Wheel of Fortune, so keep that in mind. If you were to work on his skills incrementally, I think you go 5-5-1-1. It's probably the way that you run that. Max the first 2 skills. After that, probably max the 3rd skill. This does seem really good to me. Okay, and then some points land in the 4th. Oh my god. And I have been saying that the AoE is 700 factor, but by the way, it goes up to 1,500 factor. Oh my god, that is just dumb. That is just dumb. Oh my god, he's so powerful. Here's the thing, I still think you go 5-5-5-1, and the reason I'm saying that is that you really want the expertise. Once you have the expertise, yeah, okay, I mean, this skill with Marquis really goes nuts. But until you have the expertise, I think it's good, but not as critical. Probably as maybe just maxing this 3rd skill. Maybe I'm open to debate on that. But when it comes to the talents that you're going to use on this commander, I actually think it's very, very obvious and straightforward. You have 2 options, and I'll show you this on Nebu, because all you need is the archer tree and the skill tree. They're actually an unbelievable number of commanders that have those trees. This particular commander has Conquering, so I actually don't have a build handy. So we'll go over to, as I said earlier, Nebu. We go to Talents, and I think this is your cookie cutter most common build. Now, I have seen another build, a rage-based build, that looks more like this. I think for open fielding, this also could be super valuable. Going for the extra skill damage from Venomous Sting, super critical. So both of these builds seem extremely good to me. It'll all depend on how much you value this extra rage. But given that Zhuge Liang has a rage engine built in, remember, using an active skill gives him 30 rage when he's consuming that marquee effect. I feel like you probably do want the feral nature. I actually think the rage build is probably the way to go. You want to fire off your skill cycle as fast as you possibly can. And so for those of you that have a Trajan in your murder ball, you're in great shape, because you're going to have so much rage. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful, terrifying thing in the open field. Zhuge Liang should be one of your top priorities. The only other commanders you consider a potential higher priority would be Nevsky. You could consider Skippy Prime, right? Those are the sorts of commanders that might be higher priority than Zhuge Liang. Otherwise, this is who you're going for. From here, let's talk about the new Garrison man, Dido, who is going to absolutely decimate my Tariq ibn Ziyad. Like, I expertise Tariq ibn Ziyad. I don't even know why. I got to rally one pass with him for like, I don't know, an hour or something. And I haven't been in a KVK since. And already, Dido hard counters him so devastatingly Let me show you why. Okay, here we go. Active skill, 2000 factor. If the target is a rallied army, this skill also reduces the skill damage of 5 enemy troops by 30% for 3 seconds. What an amazing anti-swarm mechanic, okay? You got the 2000 damage factor, which is great. But look, if you're in a big Imperium kingdom, it's all about swarming. Well, guess what? This is going to wreck your swarmers. 5 targets, reduce their skill damage by 30%. GG, get clapped. Wow, strong. From there, second skill. Archer units led by this commander gain 20% defense and 5% damage to infantry. Well, I mean, that seems good. If this commander's troop contains only archer units, it takes 10% less normal attack damage. Okay, so far, both of these skills are super relevant in the open field, actually. Like, this is an amazing debuff. Skill damage reduction if the target is a rallied army. I guess this isn't as good for the open field. GG. GG, not quite as good. Not quite as good. All right, let's keep going here. You know, it would have been cool if she would have been good in the open field, but it has to be a rallied army to get the skill damage reduction effect. Third skill. Archer units led by this commander gain 20% attack. While garrisoned in a stronghold or your city, the normal attacks of this commander's troop have a 20% chance to inflict the ambushed effect on the target for 3 seconds, which will prevent them from benefiting from effects triggered by being surrounded. Well, I thought about it and I was like, why are we still countering Herald? Okay, we're still outrageously hard countering Herald. No. I mean, yes, but also the thing that we're hard countering, who benefits? What rally benefits by being surrounded? All right, well, we scroll up to Tariq ibn Ziyad. Okay, when he is surrounded, he deals additional damage factor, GG. So, I suppose it's not an insane counter. Like, how often is this really going off? Well, let me explain. If you are rallying a garrison and you're taking a counter rally, then you are technically surrounded and you were getting the benefit of this before. But Queen Dido will eliminate the benefit. So the counter is super real in Queen Dido. She is here to counter Tariq ibn Ziyad. Get wrecked, infantry players. From here. While garrisoned in a stronghold or your city, archer units led by this commander gain 20% health. GG, man. Health is critical. And can reduce incoming skill damage by 15% once every 10 seconds. I mean, all right, a little. A teeny. It's like such a minor adjustment to this commander. Like, 15% once every 10 seconds. I mean, obviously, you take every bit of effects you can get onto a commander, right? But it seems like such a micro adjustment to what this commander does. Why even put it into a skill? But here it is. Reduces incoming skill damage once every 10 seconds by 15%. From here, expertise skill. This is modifying the third skill. It makes it now. So the third skill reads as follows. Archer units led by this commander gain 40% attack. And while garrisoned in a stronghold or your city, normal attacks of this commander's troop have a 30% chance to reduce the target's troop's defense by 40% and inflict ambushed for 3 seconds, which prevents the target troop from benefiting from effects triggered by being surrounded. This effect can trigger once every 8 seconds. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. 40% defense reduction on the target, and they don't get the benefit of things that trigger when being surrounded. Okay. Queen Dido is here to absolutely freaking raffle stomp Tariq ibn Ziyad, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, who would you pair her with is really interesting. Right now, Heraclius is really in style. So if you're a garrison captain, you go to Dido Hera, and archers are all singing praise be hallelujah because they finally have a garrison in addition to a rally, right? And, you know, the other option, obviously, is a Monitor. You could pair with her. I don't think they're particularly synergistic. They're both just good. A Monitor is all punch, and I think Dido's got a good bit more tankiness, a lot of health on there, right? So I think that pairing could work, but I also don't think that they're, like, again, particularly synergistic. Maybe there's something I'm missing because I haven't spent a ton of time evaluating it yet, but Oh, man. Commander's troops are immune to silence. That is good anti-swarm technology. And active skills reduce the target's rage. I mean, Amani could see a bit of a resurgence in the garrison. Now, should you bring Queen Dido in the field? Nah, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so, bro. We read the kit. I'm not convinced. Don't do it. I'm not convinced. I don't think so, okay? It is funny. You could, like, make this argument, oh, but you could counter rally with it. And, you know, technically you're hitting a rallied army. But, like, bro, I'm not seeing it, okay? What I am seeing is that you are definitely going to work on Zhuge Liang. Everyone should have this project. As of now, it's official. If you have Boudica Isong, again, your goal should be Boudica Zhuge Liang, okay? If you're using 2 marches, you got to get him in the mix somewhere. He belongs. Now, that said, I didn't cover Dido Talents. I assume that we just look at the same talents you would have put on Amani, and we've evaluated these extensively in the past. But if you wanted a garrison, here you go. Really good skill damage, really good skill damage mitigation, rage generation. I think this is probably your build, and it's that easy. There is also a siege-based build if you're using mixed troops. I don't think the goal would be to do that unless you're using Hera, maybe? Maybe? But, like, I don't know. Hera primary, Dido secondary with leadership gear and siege stats? I don't know, man. There's maybe something funky you could do. But nah, it just all seems weird. This is a garrison that we were using so many KVKs ago against 846 when we were stuffing siege into forts in addition to archers. And that's when we were using that. And there weren't any constraints, really, to having full archers with the particular talents and commanders that we were using. I think it was Amani art at the time. If you want to see me unlock and use these commanders specifically in KVK and probably max them right away, then consider subscribing to the channel. I've got 1,471 gold heads, so I can max them instantly if I want to, and I probably will want to, because I'm in a rematch KVK against 846, against 365. I would prefer to win, so I'm going to spend pretty much everything I have at my disposal during this KVK to get value and smash my enemies. I hope. But if you want to see all that unfold, you should definitely subscribe because it is getting freaking hot in here, man. Oh, it's getting a little bit dicey with all these forts and back forts. And, well, we'll see if they hold out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom. And I'll have 2 videos in the end screen you've got to check out related to this insane fort wall. And I bet you they really wish they had Queen Dido for this defense, let me tell you.